Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Exploring Photography right here on Adorama TV. I'm Mark Wallace. I'm hanging out here on the rooftop terrace of my hotel in downtown Phnom Penh, Cambodia. It's just a really wonderful location. From this location, I can see the Tonle Sap River and where it meets the Mekong River. I can see downtown Phnom Penh and up the river here. It's just really wonderful. But in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is not the correct aperture and ISO and shutter speed to get. We know that's important to do. We're not going to be talking about location because we have a great location. We're going to be talking about timing, that decisive moment that everybody talks about. Because right now, even though I've got a great location, I've got all my camera settings correct, I've taken some pictures here, and when I do this and I look at these pictures of downtown and around, it just, well, they're just drab. The timing isn't right. We need to make sure that we do one critical thing that so many photographers forget to do, and that is to wait. Just wait until things change. Now, last year I was in Africa and I was on the Zambezi River. I had this wonderful hotel that was right up against the river, and I was taking some pictures in the middle of the day, and as you can see, the photo was just nasty. It wasn't good at all. What I needed to do was wait. But it's more than just waiting. I waited a few hours and I was able to see the sun go behind the mountains and the sky turn gold, and I was able to get this photo, which I think you can agree is much better, but it's just not good enough. Because decisive moment is more than just waiting for golden hour in the right light at the right location. It's waiting for that one thing to happen that brings everything together. And what that was on the Zambezi was a boat going across my frame, and then I was able to get the final shot, which I think you'll agree is so much better than that first bland shot that I took. Being patient and waiting for the right moment is a skill that every photographer needs to develop. Now right now we are still, it's 3 o'clock, so I know I've got about 3 hours until golden hour hits. So when the sun gets low on the horizon and we get that nice golden and purple sky, and so that's really what I want to shoot. But there are some things I can do until that hour arrives, and that is to figure out exactly where I'm going to be looking, what I'm going to be shooting at, what my strategy is, and so I'm not fumbling around in the dark. And so there are a couple things I want to do. So the river behind me is going to look really wonderful. The sun is going to be setting over there, but we'll still maybe get some really nice light back here. And so I want to shoot with a really slow shutter speed, similar to what I did in Prague. We've linked to that video in the description of this video so you can see what I did in Prague. We're going to sort of do that. And so I have my trusty little quantum tripod here, that, or Cullmann tripod, sorry, and then I'll be using this on my camera to get really nice steady shots. I also want to shoot the city after dark, and so after the sun goes down, so that tripod is going to be critical. So I'm going to figure out all of that stuff now, then I'm going to go back into the air conditioning. I'm going to sort of avoid the rain that I think is about to hit, then I'll come back out here in about 2.5 or 3 hours, and then we'll shoot the images and I'll show you the before and after shots. Well, now you can see behind me that the light is definitely beginning to change. I've moved my camera position here, and I'm going to start shooting as the sun is going down. And I think we're going to get some really amazing backlit scenes, and then as the sun goes behind the buildings back there, then we'll start to see the lights of the city come alive. And that is everything to do with just waiting for the right time of day. I just looked on my GPS here, and it looks like we have about 13 minutes before the sun goes over the horizon, and I think that's when it's going to start to get really nice and interesting. Right now we just have too many clouds and things in the way to get a beautiful sunset. I did get some silhouetted buildings that I think are going to look really good, but I think the choice shots, I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be after the sun is just over the horizon and we still have a little bit of wisp of light in the sky, but we also have all those lights on the buildings to light up, so we can have a little sort of a slow shutter speed, get some light streaks going on from the cars and people moving around, but still get this really amazing shot. So got to wait here another 15-20 minutes for that to happen. So once again, it's just waiting for the right time. Well, technically sunset has happened. It happened 1 minute ago, but you can still see that there's a lot of light in the sky. So I just have to be a little bit more patient, probably another 10-15 minutes or so. I might stay up here for another hour, but that's what it takes to get a shot. And I'm really looking for just one shot. I don't want a series of shots. That'd be great, but I'm just expecting to get one that works. And so I'm just going to keep looking, keep seeing how the clouds change and form, looking for little light isolates, things like that. And I'm just going to hang out here until I get the shot. And if I don't, well, I'll have to come back tomorrow at sunrise and try again. Well, everything is really kicking into place right now. Now the light is exactly where I want it to be. The sun is over the horizon, but we still get a little bit of light from the sun to illuminate the bottoms of the clouds. We have all of the lights in the city coming on, and so that's going to look really, really fantastic. I'm using every trick up my sleeve to make this work. So I have an electronic viewfinder attached to my Leica here, so I can use the electronic level to make sure that I don't have any crooked photos. I'm using my histogram and my built-in meter to make sure my exposure is all set, and I have everything set to manual mode because I know exactly what I want to do here. So I have my ISO at the base ISO, the lowest it will go, that's ISO 200. I'm shooting at f8 for really sharp pictures, and I'm manually focusing at hyperfocal so I have as much depth of field as possible, and I'm using a little tripod so that I don't have any camera shake. And to make sure that I don't do anything with my hands, I have a cable release here, so I'm going to click that and then let this go for 8 seconds, and then I'll show you the results. Well, that's the shoot for the night, and I think you'll agree that it is worth the wait. If we compare the shots that I took today in the middle of the afternoon and compared to what we shot right here, which is about 6:15, it was absolutely worth waiting those 3 hours to get the exact shot that I wanted. It's much, much more interesting. So it's important to know your aperture, your ISO, your shutter speed, all those technical things. And it's important to have a great location, but it's just as important to make sure you choose the right moment to take your photo. Thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to Adorama TV. It's absolutely free, and that way you don't miss a single episode. Thanks again, and I will see you again next time.